So 2023 was my year of adjusting, but 2024 has been a year of being happy in the present and just finding comfort in where you are right now. Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Michelle and I make videos about my life as a technical theatre student and all the fun and creative things in between. So in today's video, as the year is drawing to an end, we are going to be reflecting on the crazy year that has passed. From what I've heard from other people, this year has just been one of those whack ones, and in a lot of cases not great. For me it was kind of a 50-50. It went extremely fast, but I wouldn't say compared to last year it was extremely filled, if that makes sense. Like, there were times in my year that were extremely busy, but it also had a lot of just very casual, nothing's happening, I don't know what to do with my life kind of moments. But anyways, I'm not going to babble too long in this intro. Let's just get straight into it and reflect on this year with me. So let's start with January. I'm going into my second year of university. Yeah, it was still holiday time during January. Our holiday usually is the whole of December and January. So I was getting some good rest in, spending time with some friends from high school, and yeah, watching theatre, being creative, and just starting to get really excited for the year that was to come. Because obviously first year is a lot of adjusting and getting used to the system. Second year, you're kind of like, okay, I got this, I know what to expect, I can do this. Yeah, I was just getting really excited for all of that was to come. Moving on to Feb, I moved in with my best friend from university. Well, she moved into the flat that I was previously living in, so that was a super exciting thing, but it was also very daunting because obviously if you're friends with someone, you don't necessarily know what it's like to live with them, so there was a bit of anxiety about it, but it was all in all a really fun experience. I loved living with my best friend. Yeah, we just work well together, so that was very nice. And because we're studying the same course, we can also kind of be there for each other, because it can be very emotionally draining. We also went on a little girls trip before the semester was going to begin. We went to Baby's Bay, had a little beach day, and also got very sunburned. I think I do have a vlog about that somewhere on my YouTube channel, so go check it out. I also had my first choir rehearsal for the year. For those that don't know, I was in the Stellenbosch University choir, so this was all very exciting. It was now my second year being in the choir, so it was very fun meeting new faces and also seeing old faces, and this was a very exciting year because we were planning to go to Germany for a choir tour. So our rep was very difficult this year, but it was also very fun to practice and to learn together. We also had our annual choir welcoming, which is such a special experience for new and old members because we welcome our new members in. They get to sign their name in this big book. It's just a very touching moment, and it was really nice to see again. And of course, with me and my best friend living together, we had a lot of get-togethers with our other friends at our apartment. So I really enjoyed living in my apartment this year. It was, I mean, obviously I liked living alone last year as well. I didn't necessarily really know my roommate. It was kind of just a little desperate moment of trying to find a space to stay. She was a very nice person. I was just very shy, so I didn't let loose as much, but this year I could let loose. So that was really fun, just having a bit more of a uni lifestyle. It was honeymoon phase at university, as I like to call it. There were rainbows, sunshine, it was great, life was good, I felt like I was living my best life, I wasn't busy, I didn't have crazy deadlines, and I was kind of like, what is going on over here? But anyways, so then on to March. Also surprisingly calm, but we were starting to prep for our first big show of the year, which was a children's production, Pinocchio, and we also celebrated my best friend slash roomie's birthday. We threw her a little surprise Mamma Mia birthday. It was very fun, and yeah, I also have a video about that somewhere on my channel, so go check it out. On to April. Now this was where life started to get extremely busy. The restful days were no longer there. Between choir performances, which there were a lot, and moving in for our Pinocchio show, which seemed to always clash with my choir performances. It was the most frustrating thing ever and extremely stressful to deal with. Because obviously I have very strict requirements to meet within my degree, and obviously being in that choir is also such an honor, and you kind of have to pull your part. So it was a lot to juggle, and it caused a lot of stress in my life. And I have some questionable stories about how I juggled those things, but I will only tell those when I graduate. And unfortunately, we also got the news that our choir tour to Germany got cancelled. So that was very disappointing to deal with, because on one hand, I did somewhat stay another year to experience that tour and share my voice on that tour. But yeah, so it was a bit disappointing to deal with that news, but this was one of the many times within this year that I just had to learn that sometimes you've just got to deal with what gets thrown at you. There's no point in fighting certain things, and you're just going to save yourself a lot of peace of mind by just moving forward. So yeah, on to May. May is always the craziest time of year for us techies, and as a choir student, because that's when there's theatre festivals, there's our departmental shows, and choir is just a crazy time in May. It's our best time of the year. So we were performing at St. Osterfeest with the choir, which was super exciting. I got to perform at the Artscape again, which was such a privilege to sing there, and we had a sold-out audience. I think the only show of the festival that was sold out. It was one of those dream come true moments. It's like breathtaking to think about it. I have a vlog about that as well. This was also a very emotional experience for me, because I had made the decision to be leaving the choir shortly after this, once our performances had ended for the first half of the year. So yeah, it was a lot. Like I have this joke between my friends that I always cry out of my right eye, because the way I was faced, you can't see the right side of my face on stage. So literally I cried in almost every choir performance we had leading up to me leaving, because it was just a lot to deal with. It's such a privilege being in that choir and all those people and making music together and all the cool things that you do. So yeah, that was, guys, I cried so much. Anyways, we also had our shows for Pinocchio running at the same time. I would literally run from show to show to show. It was a lot. But good times. So then I eventually left the choir once all our shows had ended. For May, very emotional experience. Literally cried during every single song we sang. Well, okay, I survived for the first half, but once the second half started rolling, that right eye was streaming. And then once our Pinocchio show closed, it was full steam ahead with projects. I had a set design project. We had to design a set for A Midsummer Night's Dream, which was super fun. I really loved that. I have a video on that as well. On to June. June is obviously exam season at university, so I had some exams and was obviously finishing off my projects as well. And once the exams were done, I had an amazing opportunity come my way. It was vacation at this time now, but we have this theatre festival at our drama department called Premiere. It's basically only for the drama students. They get to put out new work and put on a show, and if their show wins, it goes to different festivals. Anyways, someone asked me to stage manage and do the lighting design for their show, which was super cool. I wasn't planning on doing this festival because initially I was going to go on choir tour in the June-July holiday. So this was really an instance of when God closes a door, He opens another one. So I took that opportunity with both hands and stepped right in. I was very nervous about it. We had quite a big cast and there was just a lot of scene changes, but it was a very fun show to work on, very funny. I also had some holiday time during this whole little holiday season. Had some getaways with my mom and some getaways with my dad. Spent some time at the beach. And I also started getting back into painting again, which was really nice. Obviously, like, my degree is very creative. But you kind of always have to create for a brief, and like painting a set is not the same as painting a canvas. It's just different, and I'm a very detail orientated person, and generally with the theatre stuff, yes, there are some things that have very fine detail, but a lot of things you can't like fixate over, because you got to get it done and you've got to see it from far, so the detail doesn't always matter. So it's nice to have a different creative outlet as well. So that was very fun. Then on to July, it was full steam ahead with our rehearsals for the show that I was stage managing for, rehearsing every day, doing all that stuff. I also made some puppets for our show, which was super fun. I never thought I would be into that, but it was a very fun experience. I really enjoyed making them. And then we performed our show at this festival and we got into the finals. So we first did this, like the first round on the last night, because there was a whole bunch of shows that got in, so we were performing on the last night of the first round. And then we were waiting for the results for so long. Like, I only got home at like 11 o'clock or midnight, somewhere along there. It was hectic. And then we got into the finals, and then our move-in for that started the next morning at 8 a.m. So I probably only went to bed at like 3 a.m, had a few hours of sleep, had to go back at 8 a.m, move the show into another venue, which is our big theatre, which is so much more fun to work with because there's so many more lighting options, but it was also very stressful. So we moved that show in, performed at the finals. We didn't win, unfortunately, but I also got nominated for Best Stage Manager, which also just slipped through my fingers, which was very disappointing after all that, but it is what it is. Once more, one of those experiences during this year. You just gotta move on, roll with the punches. I think that's my motto for 2024, was just roll with the punches, because this year was just like, But yeah, I honestly didn't see myself doing the whole stage management thing. Obviously it's my degree, but I'm much more into the creative side of it. But I actually really enjoyed it. There's something about calling a show, it's very like rhythmic. It's like dealing with that same kind of exhilaration that you get from performing, but calling the show, which is very stressful, but it was fun. So yeah, it was a good experience. I got some good contacts out of that. I definitely grew as a person, became much more outspoken, much more organized, and yeah, it would definitely be good for the year that I'm going into, for my third year, because we have to stage manage a big show. Anyways, on to August, after all that craziness of premiere, which I also have a video on, by the way. It was my birthday, yay. I hadn't had a birthday party, like an actual birthday party, in a very long time, because I think since COVID, yeah, because after COVID I was kind of like, I don't know, birthday parties when you get older are kind of awkward, I don't know, because like you have different friends from different segments in your life, and I don't know, putting them together just scares me. Not that they, like, I don't think that they wouldn't get along, it's just, But anyways, this year I had a birthday party for the first time in a long time. It was very nice. Had a little champagne tasting and had some cake, which my dad baked, which was absolutely delicious. So yeah, that was really fun. And then we were working on projects again. I had a mask project, which was really fun. And then we had like sound and film projects. Then I started on to my next rehearsals for our next show, which was our honours directing exams. There will also be a video on that, which I was ASM for, assistant stage manager. I loved this show. The director is such a beautiful human being. I worked with her last year in our honours shows as well. She was acting in the show that I was assistant stage manager for. I loved it. It was such a beautiful storyline. It was just so nice working on a show for the first time in a long time, which is like just a nice story and just a touching story, because a lot of the shows we work on, obviously theatre is meant to provoke and it's meant to raise questions and do all that stuff, but it also gets very tiring to always work on that stuff that is maybe very topically heavy or things that make you uncomfortable. So yeah, I loved working on the show. It was such a hard project for me, and something that was very close to me, so I loved working on the show. Stunning. I hope it goes places someday. Then on to September. September was, like May, that crazy month in a technical student's life. So I was full steam with rehearsals. Then we started on move-ins for this honours show that I was assistant stage managing for. At the same time, our show that I originally stage managed earlier in July got asked to perform at one of our university's homecoming events for all the alumni. So then, in that same week that I was moving in this honours directing show, I had to move in this other show in the other bigger theatre in the same week. It was a lot. That video is on. But yeah, once again, a lesson of rolling with the punches and just dealing with where you are right now. But yeah, both of the shows went really well. It was a good experience, a very good learning opportunity. My braces came off during this month very unexpectedly, which was great. And yeah, I had also a lot of opportunities to watch theatre during this month, which was great, because it was Woordfeest, which is a theatre festival in Stellenbosch. We had to watch quite a few shows for our theatre studies module, and yeah, I also had a little theatre night with me and my bestie. We went to go watch my high school's production of Little Women, which was great to see something different that I haven't seen from my school, because so when I was there, they didn't have any theatre productions because of COVID. So it was nice to see that happen for them. They did a really good job as well. Into October. Now shows were finally dialing down. I was living my best life, and what did I do? I decided to sign myself up for the drama dance committee. Why did I do this? Because the previous year's drama dance was lame. I didn't go. There were only like 20 people that went, and I decided I wanted a nice dance after all this crazy year of working very hard. So I just made more work for myself. But it was very fun nights after all the crying of setting it up and dealing with all the drama to make it happen. Yeah. I always do this to myself. I will quit one thing and sign up for the next, because I can't sit still. It's crazy. Anyways, the drama dance was lovely. Into November, things are now slowly starting to die down. I had a few exams left and having to wrap up projects, my film and my sound project. And then our film projects got screened at the Nielsen Cinema, which was super exciting. We just had to make a little film trailer and then change the genre of the film and make the trailer for that genre. So I took Matilda and changed it into like horror/thriller and made a trailer for that. I would post it on here, but I think it's going to get copyrighted, so sorry. the academic year was done. Crazy. A lot happened, but also, I don't know, it wasn't as crazy as first year, but it was at the same time. But not necessarily with shows, just life in general. Yeah, but it was very nice to finally be done and have some off time. But it was also very weird. Like that first week, I had no idea what to do with myself. I was sitting there and I was like, what is my life right now? I have no purpose. And that's a lesson that I learned this year. Obviously, I'm a very busy person, and I probably do that for a reason, because I like the sense of having a purpose. And being busy gives me that sense of purpose, but we also need to learn to have times of silence and rest. Yeah, because obviously you put other things on the back burner when you're so busy with just one thing. And that's not also always necessarily good. You shouldn't always be doing that. It's not necessarily healthy. But it is something I will take into the new year. Yeah, to not sign myself up for too much. Lol. I'll come back next year and be like, yeah, it was a crazy year. I did so much. But anyways, yeah. So this year was quite a lot of emotional ups and downs. I had amazing opportunities like stage managing and performing. Well, not perform. Yeah, no, I did perform. Performing at festivals and stage managing at festivals. And then I had downs like letting go of the choir and stuff like that. Just dealing with the general daily drama of the drama department. But that is part of growing up, learning to deal with people and how to handle situations and just roll with the punches. But yeah, that's been this year. I hope you enjoyed this little recap with me. And let me know how your 2024 was. I'm very excited going into 2025. There's some exciting things happening, also very daunting things happening. So yeah, stay tuned for that journey. I hope to kind of get more into my YouTube channel again. It was just the past few months that I was feeling very uncreative. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to subscribe to stay tuned for the future ones. This video is being posted when I am literally flying in the air to our secret location, which is not a secret. Just go check out my packing video. But yeah, so there's going to be some exciting vlogs coming from that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a beautiful and blessed day, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!